The 10 most wanted fugitives in the world. They were Olympic stars, crypto billionaires, cartel kings, and neighborhood ghosts. Now, they topped the FBI and Interpol's most wanted lists. From jungle hideouts to presidential palaces, they move like phantoms. Untouchable, unpredictable, and deadly. These are not just fugitives. They are living legends of crime. And the question isn't just where they are. It's how they've stayed free this long. They are the phantoms of the underworld. Men and women whose names echo through the corridors of power and fear. From the snow-capped peaks of Olympic fame to the murky depths of global crime syndicates. Their stories are woven with ambition, betrayal, and elusiveness. These are the world's most wanted fugitives. Individuals who have outmaneuvered the law and vanished into the shadows. Their tales are not just about crime. They're about the human capacity for reinvention and the relentless pursuit of power. They once walked among us, smiling in Olympic arenas, shaking hands in political corridors, building cryptocurrency empires with promises of wealth. Today, they live in the margins of society, behind shadow networks, deep in jungles, inside gilded compounds protected by armies of ghosts. These are not merely criminals. These are fugitives whose very existence threatens the fabric of law and order across nations. They are fugitives of influence, fugitives of innovation, fugitives of violence. And they are still out there. Ryan James' wedding had the kind of face that belonged in commercials. Chiseled, charming, and distinctly North American. In 2002, that same face beamed from international TV screens as he soared down Olympic slopes in Salt Lake City, representing Canada in snowboarding. He was 20, hungry for greatness, and the kind of athlete parents pointed to when their kids dared to dream. But the dreams didn't last. Retirement from competitive sports came early. The limelight faded. And in its place came bitterness, debt, and the ache of obscurity. Ryan was too ambitious to vanish quietly. He pivoted, not into business or coaching, but into something more lucrative: drug logistics. By 2010, he wasn't snowboarding anymore. He was mapping out cocaine routes from South America to Canada through Mexico. He used encrypted comms, private airstrips, ex-Olympic connections, and former teammates as trusted couriers. His operations grew in sophistication, and as he expanded, people started calling him El Jeef. Under his command, narcotics were moved like commodities. He coordinated with cartels but didn't belong to one. He was a freelancer. That made him harder to track and harder to trap. But his empire wasn't bloodless. Informants were found in ditches. Rivals disappeared mid-flight. One of his former lieutenants, Andrew Clark, was caught in Cancun. He confessed to 5 assassinations under weddings orders. Still, Ryan disappeared. His last confirmed sighting was in Tulum, 2023. A drone captured a figure slipping into jungle foliage minutes before a raid. Authorities found a luxury villa with a yacht, several safes, and a handwritten message on the mirror. "Nice try, Jefe." The FBI placed him on their 10 most wanted list. His bounty, $10 million. In another corner of the world, Ruja Ignatova was vanishing in a different way. Not through forests or tunnels, but through servers and offshore accounts. The world knew her as the Cryptoqueen. Beautiful, elegant, Oxford-educated. A woman who wore diamonds on stage and spoke of economic liberation. She told audiences one coin would surpass Bitcoin. She promised the poor they could become rich. The real genius wasn't in the currency, it was in the illusion. Between 2014 and 2017, Ruja's one coin scammed people across 175 countries. Billions were funneled into her accounts. But there was no blockchain. No market. No coin. Just an ever-expanding pyramid where faith became capital. Then came the collapse. In October 2017, Ruja boarded a Ryanair flight from Sofia to Athens. Her phone pinged once, then never again. She had vanished, but not without planning. A German investigation revealed she'd paid millions to Bulgarian officials, had body doubles, encrypted data drops, and alternate identities. Whispers suggested she had facial surgery. Others claimed she was in Dubai, protected by oligarchs. In 2022, Europol traced a woman believed to be her to Cape Town. A week later, the lead went cold. Today, she remains on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. Her reward, $5 million. In the slums of Honduras, another ghost rules by gunfire. Yulan Adonay Archaga Carias, better known as Porky, commands the MS-13's Honduras faction. Not from a corporate office or a lavish villa, but from the darkness of remote villages guarded by killers who treat his name like a prayer. He didn't inherit MS-13's power. He killed his way to it. Porky is believed to have personally ordered over 100 murders. Rivals are not just eliminated, they are dismembered, burned, filmed. His soldiers are tattooed from eyelids to soles, often recruited at 13. They're taught loyalty through brutality. For years, he trafficked cocaine and heroin from Central America to the US in human convoys. Women were raped, children conscripted. The profits funded weapons, assassinations, and mass fear. In 2021, Porky was captured in Tegucigalpa, but he didn't stay long. During his trial, MS-13 stormed the courthouse. Explosives, assault rifles, grenades. He vanished amid the chaos. His chains were found in a sewer tunnel 2 kilometers away. Since then, sightings have emerged in Guatemala, El Salvador, and Colombia. Each time, law enforcement arrives too late. Porky always disappears. The FBI offers $5 million for his capture. And still, in the slums he once ruled, children still chant his name in secret. Meanwhile, Fausto Isidro Meza-Flores, known as El Chapo Isidro, emerged from the same bloodline of Mexican drug warlords. He was once a loyal commander under Alfredo Beltran Leyva, but when that dynasty crumbled, Fausto didn't just survive. He grew stronger. He built Los Mazatlicos, a brutal militia dealing in meth, cocaine, and weapons. He wasn't flashy like El Chapo Guzman. He didn't do interviews. He didn't trust phones. He relied on family and silence. His face is rarely photographed. His orders are delivered in person, often via children or old men who no one would suspect. But his rise wasn't silent. In 2018, a convoy of 13 bodies was dumped outside a Sinaloa church, a message from Meza-Flores to rivals who had betrayed him. In 2020, a DA agent intercepted a conversation where Fausto laughed about burying informants alive. His cruelty became his brand. In 2025, the FBI placed him on their most wanted list. His power persists. His location is unknown. Some believe he's dead. Others say he's now a shadow boss, speaking through a new generation of killers. In the Netherlands, a young man named Jos Leijdekkers once moved cocaine like a Wall Street broker trade stocks. They called him Bolle Jos, the fat boy. But the joke stopped being funny when he started moving 7 tons of cocaine per month. Jos didn't use guns. He used data. He had port workers in Rotterdam, Antwerp, and Le Havre bribed. He routed shipments through fruit containers, frozen fish, and children's toys. Surveillance showed him eating steak at 5-star restaurants while ordering shipments over encrypted chats. In 2022, Dutch prosecutors issued an arrest warrant. By then, Jos had vanished. Interpol reports say he's hiding in Sierra Leone, protected by presidential security. Unconfirmed reports suggest he married into a political family. Dutch authorities offered 200,000 euros. But every time they get close, they hit a wall. Jos has power, influence, and African gold funding his exile. Wilver Villegas-Palomino, a commander in the ELN guerrilla group in Colombia, was not born into war. But by 17, war was all he knew. He started as a lookout, then a courier, then a killer. Eventually, he became the ELN's narcotics czar, managing a supply chain of cocaine into Venezuela, then the US and Europe. The ELN isn't just a cartel. It's an insurgent army with Marxist roots. It bombs pipelines, kidnaps civilians, and funds itself through drugs. Wilver became its banker. His job, trade blood for dollars. He oversaw fields guarded by landmines, soldiers trained to slit throats, and airstrips cut into the Amazon. In 2019, Colombian authorities found 14 mass graves near ELN territory. Several bodies had US passports. Wilver was implicated. He's now on the FBI's most wanted list. His last known location, deep inside the Catatumbo jungle. No one who goes looking ever returns. Vitel'Homme Innocent is a name that strikes fear in Haiti, not because it's powerful, but because it's unpredictable. As leader of the Crosby gang, Vitel'Homme doesn't lead like a general. He leads like a demon. His soldiers wear ski masks and crucifixes. His method is kidnapping. In 2021, he kidnapped 16 American missionaries, including children. For 62 days they were tortured, starved, threatened. The US negotiated, paid, and still one hostage was killed. Haitian officials have tried to arrest him 14 times. Each attempt ends in bloodshed. His stronghold, Delmas 33, is a maze of burning cars, hidden bunkers, and armed teenagers with rocket launchers. Even the Haitian National Police won't enter. Vitel'Homme taunts officials with Instagram videos, his face blurred, his voice disguised. His message is always the same: come get me. Then there are the Inzunza brothers, Pedro Inzunza Noriega and Pedro Inzunza Coronel, twin shadows born into the Beltran Leyva organization. When most cartels fractured, these two consolidated power. Operating from Durango, they control fentanyl labs disguised as veterinary warehouses. Their routes into Arizona and New Mexico are militarized drones, submarines, corruption. They fund villages. They kill mayors. They bribe senators. And when their rivals rise, they host community parades, where dismembered corpses are dragged through town squares as warnings. They're indicted in the US, but extradition will never happen. In their region, they are untouchable. Priests bless their children. Cops guard their compounds. To arrest them would mean war. Finally, there's Bhadresh Kumar Shatanbai Patel, the quietest name on this list. In 2015, at a donut shop in Hanover, Maryland, he murdered his 21-year-old wife by beating her with a metal rod. The reason? She wanted to return to India. He didn't. CCTV shows her walking into the kitchen. He follows. Minutes later, he walks out. She never did. That night, he vanished. Security footage shows him boarding a shuttle to Newark Penn Station. Then nothing. No trace. No signal. No clue. He has no known underworld ties. No cartel. No army. Just the guilt of a man who took a life and chose to vanish. The FBI believes he may be hiding in plain sight, under a new name, in a community that doesn't know what he did. His bounty, $100,000. These 10 fugitives are more than wanted men and women. They are specters of failure, of justice undone, of power unchecked. From jungle compounds to coastal villas, from encrypted servers to village slums, they remain hidden. But the world is watching, and justice is patient.